It's time for Around the Ozarks Sports Scene, sponsored by Fast Break Sports and The Pitch. Here's your host, Scott Puryear.
Welcome in to another edition of Around the Ozarks Sports Scene. I am Scott Puryear. As always, thank you for joining us on our weekly podcast here, where we try to talk to newsmakers and people that are in the news for sports and hot topics. And we've got two of them with us right now. They're the Lady Bears local connection, senior Lacy Stokes from Mount Vernon and sophomore Kaemyn Bekemeier from Republic. Ladies, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Absolutely. Great road trip for you, going out and getting overtime wins at Northern Iowa and Drake. Were you pretty worn out emotionally after those two games?
Yeah, I think emotionally, physically, all of the above.
Kaemyn, I mean, you kind of expect that with Drake now. You guys are going to take it down to the wire, don't you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's always an intense game for sure.
Does Paige Rocca get more NIL money or anything if she hits big shots at the end, or you guys have some kind of agreement with her to handle the big shots?
I think somebody should probably invest in that. Every Paige Rocca late shot game on the line needs to be worth something.
You kind of expect it now, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're 22-5 overall now. You've got a 2-game lead in the Valley standings, going into a couple road tests this weekend. Kaemyn, kind of tell me about this team, what's making it click so well here down the stretch of your second season.
Yeah, this is just a group of girls who just come in every single day wanting to win. And I think the thing that has carried us so far is just the fact that we love each other so much. And, we are each other's best friend and biggest cheerleader. And to know that your teammate has confidence in you whenever you have the ball in your hands, I think just goes a long way, and that's allowed us to be successful.
Of course, Lacy, you are, again, the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Week, averaged 20.5 points and 7 assists in those two. What do you feel about this team differently this year than maybe last year's team in terms of, is the chemistry any better or is it the same? What would you say about that?
I mean, I definitely, have loved every team I've been on. This team, I definitely would say we put an emphasis on chemistry starting this summer because we kind of realized how big that was going to be going forward, especially with a team full of complete strangers, basically. We had only a handful of returners. So it's been kind of awesome to see these new girls come in and just the relationships that were built so quickly because we all just want the same thing at the end of the day.
Kaemyn, you've been coming off the bench all season. Do you like that role? Is it something now that you're just kind of like, that's my role?
I love the role. I am just trying to come in and be a spark and give someone some breathing minutes whenever they need it. But yes, I love doing that.
And Lacy, you like seeing her come in off the bench now?
Oh, yeah. It's nice to look over when I see Kaemyn at the scores table. I'm like, all right, here we go. We got another punch coming because, we try and start off the game strong. But when you bring in Kaemyn and even Laney off the bench, it's just another punch. And it's really hard for teams to, defend that.
Oh, it's nothing like you just don't want her to start, Lacy, and you run the team, right? I mean, no, Kaemyn, you sit over there and you come in when I tell you to come in, right?
The good thing for me and Kaemyn is we don't play the same position. So either way, I'll take Kaemyn.
You're okay with it?
No matter what. Yeah.
Lacy, what do you see differently in her this year compared to the freshman version last year?
She, I think, grew a lot throughout last year from game to game, from situations. And so being able to see us in some of the same situations we were last year and seeing how much growth that she's just had just from that short time period, it's, you can see it on the floor, the impact that she's having just from that short period of time. So, it makes me really excited to see how far she's going to go next year. And then the year after that, I think it's going to be awesome to watch her develop.
Kaemyn, of course, 4-year starter at Republic, came in last year. Like most freshmen, were you a little wide-eyed in the first few weeks, just kind of adapting to the Division I level?
For sure, yeah. Coach liked to refer to me that I was drinking from a fire hydrant, which I think is very true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I was excited that I was able to like watch Lacy, who had a lot of experience, and be able to learn from them and just ask questions. And then even this year, still continuing to ask questions and learn more of the college basketball IQ. But it definitely was a transition, but I'm thankful for my teammates that helped it go smoothly.
Is it true what they say, or is it cliche about the game slowing down? Does it actually slow down at some point? Came in last year for you, Lacy, and we'll get into this a little bit more, but it came in last year. Did you feel a point where, okay, hey, I can play college basketball. This is no different really than what I did at Republic, just a step up?
I mean, I've always been very grateful for the God-given talents that he's given me, and I really put it a lot on just knowing that he has given me the opportunity to play this sport, and so that just kinda gave me a piece all year, and once I really leaned into that more, I think that that's what kind of helped the game slow down. It's still very fast and a lot faster than high school, so hopefully it will continue to slow down, but I'm just leaning on the fact that God's given me this ability, and I'm gonna go out and do whatever I can with it.
Now, Lacy, last year you come in after 2 years at Missouri Southern, 9-time Missouri Valley Conference Newcomer of the Week, 9 times in the season, which tied a league record. Was there a transition for you from the D2 to Division I floor early on?
Yeah, there was definitely a transition. I mean, at the end of the day, college basketball is college basketball, but Coach Cunningham kind of took me under her wing, kind of brought me into her office after the first couple games because regardless, like even if it's the same, I mean, it's still sped up. Division I is just these teams are so talented. There's talent all across the board, and so there were situations that I hadn't been in or hadn't been put in previously, and Cunningham kind of helped develop me and expand my knowledge so that I would be able to, help the ones coming in like Kaemyn and the other newcomers.
Let's talk about the recruiting process for both of you. I know, Kaemyn, you made up your mind sophomore year maybe at Republic that you wanted to be a Lady Bear, or was it earlier than that?
Maybe a little bit earlier. I guess I would be considered a sophomore, but it was just after freshman year towards the end of summer.
And what was it that really kind of sealed that for you so early?
Well, I mean, I grew up not too far from here, and just knowing the love that Southwest Missouri, not even just Springfield, but Southwest Missouri has for not only women's basketball, but the Lady Bears, that definitely drew me in. But then outside of that, just growing up around the university, I knew a lot about it and just how much the community was going to back up the university and the Lady Bears specifically.
Did it allow you to play kind of free of mind your last 3 years because that decision had been made?
Yeah, it definitely helped me be able to focus back on high school because for a little bit it was a 16-year-old girl trying to decide where she wanted to go play college basketball at. But after that, I was very content with my decision after a whole lot of prayers because I was so young. But yeah, it definitely helped me be able to focus on being a Tiger until I became a Lady Bear.
And of course, Lacy, just a great career at Mount Vernon, volleyball and basketball. And both of you scored over 2,000 points in your high school careers. Your senior year team finished second in the state, I believe. And Missouri Southern becomes the choice. What were your other options? And was this simply in your mind a fact because you're 5'4"? I mean, were they holding your height against you, or what did you think of that whole process back then?
It was definitely a tough process, especially going into my right before probably my junior year with COVID and the extra year being given out right in the middle of my recruiting process. So I know a lot of people who were in my class kind of suffered a little bit, but I had all local options, SBU, Evangel, just a couple, not too many. But I went down to Southern and felt at home, and I just felt like that was the path that I was supposed to go down, and even to this day, I wouldn't change that.
And of course, now everybody's transferring. Every year they're going somewhere. The portal's very active. 2 years at Missouri Southern, 2 great years down there, average, I think, 19 and 17 points a game in that. What told you it was time to try something different and try the next level?
So originally when I went to Southern, I kind of closed the door on wanting to be a Lady Bear because that was something I had dreamed of for a long time. And I went and had the success that I did at Southern, and I felt like I accomplished, everything I could have accomplished other than obviously a national title. So when I kind of realized I had the opportunity to reopen a door that had been shut, I just felt like it was something I couldn't pass up.
Did you look other places too, or was it just Lady Bears or bust at that point for you?
I mean, my main eyes were set on Missouri State, but obviously, just as much as you want to choose a school, they have to choose you back. So I kept my options open. I talked to Molly Miller at GCU a little bit because she was local here, and I liked her when she was at Drury. I talked to, just a couple other schools, but really at the end of the day, it was Missouri State.
And the irony of what you just said, I mean, when I watch you play like Molly Miller played when she was Molly Carter at Kickapoo. Molly was maybe 5'5", we might have listed her at 5'6", but just, I was at Drury when she played there as their sports information director, and played at Missouri S&T, which was Missouri Rolla at the time. And S&T had Drury down 9 with 27 seconds left in regulation. And 2 of the S&T players were laughing and clapping and celebrating on a free throw, standing by Molly at midcourt. Molly was off to the side, and you could just see smoke coming out of her ears. And lo and behold, Molly led them back with 9 points in the final 27 seconds, and Drury won the game in overtime. And when I watch you play, and I remember what Molly played like, I think there's some similarities. Have you heard that before?
I actually haven't. I've heard a lot of things, but that one I have not.
Because, and Kaemyn, I want you to comment on this, but when you watch Lacy and it's late in a game or it's a tight game, you just see that kind of that fire, that smoke coming out of her ears that I'm going to get this done. Do you notice that on the floor?
Oh, 100%. I think her energy and that energy that she has just transfers to all of us. And, whenever Lacy's taking it to the hole, that it's either going in for an and one or she's going to the free throw line and she's making both free throws. But it definitely is just a ripple effect, and she sparks all of us and gets us a little something that we might not even know we have going.
Can you tell when she's mad out there? Does she get mad on the floor?
Maybe sometimes.
Can you? What's that indication that she's gone up another notch?
She'll get the huddle together and let us know what she's thinking, but
Does she keep the PG-13 in the huddle? Is she nice in the huddle at that point or not?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Always PG?
Always PG.
Yeah. And Lacy, you mentioned this earlier, but are you seeing a different side of Kaemyn now, kind of the one that everybody saw at Republic, give me the ball, or I'm going to go get the rebound, that type of thing?
Oh, yeah. Kaemyn's got a little fire lit under her this year, and it's so fun to get to play with because we'll be playing and stuff isn't going well, and Kaemyn will come in and be like, just give it here, guys. Like, I got it. And she'll just go on these huge runs for us offensively and defensively. And like I said, it's one of those things like when you're on the court and you see her come in, you're like, all right, like, here we go. Like, Kaemyn's about to make something happen.
Now, you guys never played each other in high school, right? There'd only been a 2-year possibility there.
Nope.
Yeah. Had you seen each other play in any other venue, or did you know of each other pretty much, or what?
Yeah, I think we've always kind of like known of each other. My stepdad and her dad are good friends, so we were able to kind of have that connection for a while.
And Kaemyn, what did you know about Lacy before you became her teammate?
I knew she was super energetic and that she was going to do anything that she could to win. And I knew she was just an awesome person and a really awesome friend.
Well, you're coming down the stretch now of the regular season. Got, a couple home games left, I think, on the schedule, regular season?
Yep.
You're 12-0 at home this year. I think you've won 15 in a row, and in the last 2 years, 26-1 at Great Southern Bank Arena. Is this kind of turning this place back into what it was under Cheryl Burnett and maybe during some of those eras? I know it was Hammond Student Center then, but is home really kind of becoming a place where you guys don't feel like you're going to lose?
I mean, like, Kaemyn kind of spoke on it earlier, the support from this area for the Lady Bears, and you can feel it every game day you have here on the court, in the stands. You can just feel the energy that these fans bring for us. And I think it's one of those things that gives you, like Kaemyn said, it gives you another level. Like you're doing stuff you don't even realize. You got energy you don't even realize you had. And so being able to have that here on our home court, it gives you confidence, energy, all of the above.
You're both too young to be around for the Jackie Stiles era. You guys weren't here yet. I don't think. What, Lacy, was it about Lady Bear basketball that made you always want to be a Lady Bear?
I grew up Kinsey Williams. Well, Kinsey Costas was Williams previously.
Whatever her name is now, right?
Yeah. Coach Kinsey was from Mount Vernon. And so I got to watch her growing up, at Mount Vernon. And then I watched her come here and play. And that, was something that just really inspired me because, Mount Vernon's a small town, kind of a little hole. And so being able to see somebody go and have the success that she did and watch the just this program and just be inspired by all of that just made me fall in love with this place.
I think the great tie between you two is Mount Vernon's known for apple butter making days. And Kaemyn, your family's like the kings of apple butter, aren't you?
We make our own apple butter, yes.
Yeah. Are you involved in that too?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm in the assembly line and getting that apple butter where it needs to go.
Lacy, have you ever missed an apple butter making days or not?
I don't think that I have, honestly.
What's the highlight of that for you guys as kids when you go?
They always have like these little like toys and knickknacks for like little kids. But I've always loved, they have a wiener dog race that I think people love. But then Saturday there's a parade and they throw candy out and tons of people are there. And so I think being able to see that is something a lot of kids like look forward to.
Kaemyn, do you go to that? Have you been to apple butter making days?
Yeah, me and Lacy go together.
Oh, okay. Nice. Well, and got to give both of you credit and Coach Cunningham credit too, because part of the reason you guys are so good at home now is that the local environment's back. I mean, the town of Republic comes to watch Kaemyn. The town of Mount Vernon comes to watch Lacy. That's got to be a good feeling knowing that you've kind of helped rebuild what had really kind of been missing for a few years, and that's local players that local fans wanted to come watch. Is that comforting after every game, seeing the same fan base in a lot of ways that you've seen for 4 years?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed being able to meet some of the little girls and they'll tell me that, oh, I'm trying out for the junior high team at Republic this year. And like, that's just so cool to me that they want to come and watch someone who played in that same gym they're about to come play in. And just seeing some of all of the older fans that I've seen at Republic games that just like women's basketball and are ready to watch more.
Kaemyn, Lacy, have you brought a bunch up from Mount Vernon in the last 2 years?
Yeah. I mean, my family alone, I think, packs a whole crowd. But I've got some family friends that are teachers, and they'll bring their classes or their coaches, and they bring, their teams. And so, like Kaemyn said, getting to see these young kids who were in the same shoes I was in, getting to watch me now is really awesome.
Let's try to get you in trouble now. Tell us what it's like playing for Beth Cunningham, and do you both have your ways of knowing you've made her mad, or is there anything that can instantly make her get aggravated with you? Kaemyn, you start.
I think the senior should start.
Okay, Lacy, it's your turn.
I mean, I love playing for Coach. I think a lot of people can say that sometimes our minds kind of work the same way when we speak. So usually if I can tell she's mad, we can kind of read each other pretty well. But I know it's bad when I get this from her. I'm always like, uh-oh, something's not right.
Kaemyn?
Or her little dang it, Lacy. But most of the time we're on the same page, which is something that I think we're really, really lucky to have, because from a point guard's point of view and the coach's point of view, that's something that's important for a team to have success.
What about you, Kaemyn?
Yeah, I also enjoy playing for her. I think her coming in, her basketball IQ is so high, and it was just awesome being able to talk to her about that. But then, like Lacy said, her and Lacy are usually on the same page. So usually Lacy can tell me what I'm doing wrong before Coach can. So that can help me out a little bit. But I enjoy playing for her and think that everything that she's done has helped us be successful and get us where we're at for sure.
What's her number one pet peeve as a player that that's going to not make her very happy?
She doesn't like when we don't talk. She really hates that. Whenever there's either a play call, a defensive call, whatever it is, like, and one person on the court knows it, everybody better know it, because in her mind, there's no reason one person should know it and nobody else does, because we all got mouths and we love to talk, but for some reason, sometimes we forget.
Kaemyn?
I mean, yeah, that's definitely one of her top ones, is just communicating, and she usually knows how we're going to be that day before we even step on the court.
Well, we live in a different world now with name, image, likeness, the NIL. And Lacy, you're on a billboard now, correct?
I am.
Yeah. Do you take some grief for that from friends or anybody giving you a hard time?
Oh, yeah, always. But, I think a couple people have called me and Kaemyn the Billboard Girls. So it's been kind of funny to collect that name.
Well, and Kaeman's taken it to another level with all of her video work, right, Lacy? What would
Oh,
you
yeah.
say of the series of Rapid Roberts commercials that Kaeman's done? Which one's your favorite? What do you like about them, and what kind of critique would you give Kaemyn for her acting skills?
I love them. I don't know that I'd been to a Rapid Roberts, but I now follow them on all social medias to make sure that I get Kaemyn Bekemeier on my feed and just inspiring me with a snack or a coffee order. But it's so fun to see her in her little selling voice, and getting to do that, representing us. And it's so funny. It's awesome to see her do that.
Does she have a future in that, you think, or not?
I think she could. I really do. We need to get like literal commercial. Forget a billboard, forget a TikTok. I want a commercial. I want a full 60 seconds.
There you go. We'll see if we can make that happen, Kaemyn. We'll talk to the Rapid Roberts people.
There you go.
Now that wasn't your first rodeo with the Rapid Roberts, because I noticed on Instagram, I think, or TikTok, one of them, that you've done other products. So is this a little hobby for you, the signing up and doing reviews or kind of selling online?
I mean, yeah, I enjoy it, and I'm not trying to be an actor on my social media. I'm trying to be very authentic to myself, and so I feel like whoever you're getting on camera is also who you're getting off camera, even though I might have a little bit of a selling voice, like Lacy said, but it's just a businesswoman in me, I guess.
So
But
you have a selling voice and a business side. I like that. Yeah. Does that acting skill come from your mom or your dad? Which one would you credit?
I'm not sure I'm very good at acting, because I do enjoy their coffees and their snacks. So
It's authentic.
It's true. Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah. So you guys, your big family groups that come up, is there anybody in either group more likely to get a tee and tossed out of the arena, or do they all behave? Lacy, you can start that one.
I think my father would probably get a tee, and probably will before he has previously, but not here at Missouri State. So
he's running out of time.
I know. He's got to make a move soon.
Yeah. Kaemyn, either one of yours or extended family?
I don't know if I think my parents are more probably going to yell at me before they're going to yell at the ref. So
well, Lacy, what's next for you being a senior? Have you thought about down the road? What's coming up?
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously been thinking about it for the last couple months. I've been really just trying to focus on this season, but with my degree, I've kind of looked into going into a medical sales side of stuff. But obviously I would have to try it out and figure it out. There's a lot of stuff I can do with my degree. And if not, I've also thought about going back to dental hygiene school for a couple 2 years. Any
more basketball interest you or not?
Maybe. It's definitely an option if I want to take it. But, I told coach that I just want to focus on my season and the career I have right now before I do any thinking.
Now, could you come back with a graduate year, or how does that work? Because I know there's guys playing 9 years of football now.
Yeah,
in some places.
I do not have a COVID year or red shirt or anything. I've just got my true 4 years.
Okay. Well, a sweep of Drake this regular season, I'm guessing it still hasn't fully avenged the Missouri Valley Conference championship game of last year yet in either mind, has it?
Nope.
What was that game like? And I mean, improbable, unlikely, every word you can use on that last shot, them scoring to earn the NCAA tournament bid. What was the emotion and reaction? Was it anger? Was it just, overcome with sorrow? Kaemyn, as a freshman, what'd that feel like to you?
I mean, I think you use a lot of words that described it. I don't think there's a word that pinpoints it enough, but I mean, last year it was unfortunate that it came down to a last second shot. But I remember just thinking like, we wanted to continue playing, obviously go to the tournament. That's a dream of everybody's. But I think even for the returners this year, I think it just lit a fire inside of all of us, just knowing how close we were. And there's an expectation that was set, and the 6 of us that came back, knew what the expectation was, and we were all going to do whatever we could to let the incoming girls know just how close we were and what it really takes to get back there.
And I imagine, Lacy, like everything else, that probably lit a fire in you, didn't it?
Oh,
For this
yeah.
year? Yeah.
Always. I think you can see that speak in our close games that we've had, when there's still time on the clock. That's one thing, like, we reiterate in the huddles, is like, there's still time. Like, we've been here before. We've done this, like,
What is it about you two programs that just every time it's going to go down to the wire?
I
Is
think
you guys are so evenly matched, or what?
this conference is loaded with talent. You could look at any team, and it's just insane. It's awesome to get to play, with all of the talent throughout this conference and all the girls. So yeah, every game, my parents are always like, I feel like I'm going to have an anxiety attack every game. I'm like, yeah, well, sorry.
And am I correct? It's a new venue. You go to Evansville this year. Is that right?
Yes.
For the conference tournament. Yeah.
Yep.
Is that kind of nice just to get away from, not have to go back to the same place and you're starting fresh?
Yeah, I think it's nice to kind of have a new place, new grounds. Everybody's starting from scratch at 0-0, as soon as that tournament starts.
What would an NCAA tournament bid mean to both of you this year?
I mean, I think for our team, it's been our goal since the beginning. Like, we've written that on the board, what our expectations were, and that would be so awesome to go and be able to represent the name on the front of our chest and just be able to show Southwest Missouri what the Lady Bears could do in the tournament.
Lacy?
Yeah, what she said, it's a dream that everybody has, everybody in this conference, everybody in this, division wants to go and play, in that tournament. So being able to get that opportunity it's something you have to work for. It's not something that comes easy. So like she said, getting to represent Missouri State, and that would be just an unbelievable, opportunity for us.
What will you do without basketball, Lacy? Playing it have you thought about that?
I have. I think whenever my career has finally come to a close, I'll be ready. I think I'll always miss it, but I know that, there's more to life than this sport. As much as I love it, I'm excited for my next path that I get to go down, and all these new experiences that I haven't got to have with this, being busy.
Do you play pickleball?
I do. My aunt has a gym. I've picked up a little bit of pickleball.
You know who's really good at pickleball, don't you?
Jackie
Stiles. I think there's a Lacy Stokes, Jackie Stiles showdown coming up in the future. Do you think you can take her?
No, not right now. I think I'd probably have to get some lessons, and then maybe I could step on the court with her.
Very good. Well, you guys have had a great year, great career. Lacy, it's not over. Kaemyn, you got unfinished business. Go take care of it. Go to the tournament, and best of luck to you guys down the stretch.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you later. Thanks.
Bye.
Our thanks to Kaemyn and Lacy for jumping in and giving us their time today as they prepare for a road trip this weekend, and wish the Lady Bears best of luck. And they really have restored that feel of the local Lady Bears back in the day. And it's something that's kind of continuing to grow over at the Great Southern Bank Arena. And with the move to Conference USA, we'll see if that continues to head that direction. So thanks to them, and a big thanks to our sponsors, Fast Break Sports, located 3109 South Campbell. Of course, it's your locally owned home for sports fans. their headquarters for memorabilia, for baseball, basketball cards. You can buy cards, the supplies. They've got stuff for your man cave. All of that at Fast Break Sports. Again, 3109 South Campbell. And a big thanks to the Pitch Pizza and Pub. They're in the Southern Hills Shopping Center, 2924 East Sunshine. Great food, whether it's the pizzas, the calzones, the appetizers. They've got cold beverages, TVs everywhere to watch sporting events, all at the Pitch Pizza and Pub. And we really thank both of them for what they do to sponsor this program and keep us on the air. So that's going to do it for this week's show. We will see you back here next week on Around the Ozarks Sports Zone. Thanks for watching.